Good morning, Yankee fans. How's everybody doing? Hopefully, all having a great day. It's pretty okay in New York City right now. It's a little cloudy, a little cool, but we'll get this game in today, I'm pretty sure. And remember, everyone, that we're going to be doing the play-by-play right here on NY Yankee Mania. I'm going to be on at 1 o'clock. 1 o'clock to give you the play-by-play and be answering some questions in the chat and all of that. Also, we, as you know, tomorrow morning will be the live broadcast of Total Turnbuckle Talk. And there's a lot of news being generated right now. We had SmackDown last night, and we'll be talking live about it. We are working on a surprise guest that's going to be coming on real soon. I think everybody's going to be very surprised and very happy he's coming on. He is very close with the WWE, but until it's signed, sealed, and delivered, I'm only saying that we're looking for a very, very nice guest, hopefully very soon. Also, we, of course, don't forget, on Wednesday, July 2nd, we're going to have former Yankee outfielder Billy Sample. Billy Sample, mostly known as a Texas Ranger, was a very, very good outfielder, and he will be on with us at 2 p.m. on Wednesday, July 2nd. Good morning to the chat so far. Real Bill, good morning. Kevin, how you doing? If I remember correctly, you're on vacation. I hope you're doing well with the vacation. And so basically, guys, before we go into anything, I'm going to give you a quick scoreboard update. There was some crazy scores last night. The Pirates beat the Mets 9-1. The Orioles beat the Tampa Bay Rays 22-8. Tampa Bay had a 6-0 lead at one time, so they got outscored 22-2 for the rest of the game. That's a little bit of a beating. The Cardinals shut out the Guardians 5-0. The Twins beat the Tigers 4-1. The Blue Jays shut out the Red Sox 9-0. The Phillies, another lopsided game, beat the Atlanta Braves 13-0. The Giants beat the White Sox 3-1. A final in 12, the Mariners beat the Texas Rangers 7-6. The Astros stay hot. They beat the Cubs 7-4. The Dodgers beat the Royals 5-4. The Brewers beat the Rockies 10-6. Another crazy game, the Washington Nationals 15 and the Angels 9. And another crazy score, the Marlins 9 and the Diamondbacks 8. So anybody that's saying that there is a dead ball era, I'm not sure about that with those scores, guys. But let's bring in our morning crew. One of our co-hosts, Jonathan, good morning. And also the man of the hour, the man with the power.
What's up, Jonathan?
Mr. Ed?
Hi.
Yo, what's up, Joe? What's up, Jonathan? How you guys doing? What's up, chat?
Good.
So what's going on? What are you guys? What are you guys up to?
We're helping. We're heading to. We're gonna help out with Tommy DeVito's football camp today. So I'm heading there right now.
Man, oh man, you're a rest for sore eyes, man. Do you ever rest?
Yeah, I did rest. Yes. Yeah, I rested yesterday.
As you know, we do have the play-by-play here later today. I hope you drop in. Come and say hello. You know, that would be great. I appreciate that. Jonathan, good morning. How you doing?
I'm good. Good morning.
Good morning. Come on, let's make sure that you're happy to be here, guys.
Unlike you, I could always use more sleep.
Yeah.
Unlike you, I always could use more sleep.
Good morning, Merck. How you doing? Thanks for joining the stream. All right, let's start out with last night's game, guys. Give me your positives first.
Will Warren was very good. 5 innings, 2 hits, 4 walks, 7 strikeouts, no runs. I mean, Will Warren is pitching very well, and if he can continue like this, he could be a solid number 3, even a number 2 pitcher.
Well, yeah. I don't know about number 2, but yeah, he would be a solid either 3 or 4 for sure. Nathan, what do you think about that?
Yeah, I agree. Will Warren was. I mean, the walks could be a little low in my opinion, but he still got the job done. Shutting out the A's lineup, and Ken was right. I mean, Ken knows pitching, so Ken was right. Will Warren was out there dominant. Um, 7 strikeouts and no runs, and I mean the walks could be lower. I mean the walks could be better, but it doesn't matter. But he still got the win, and Ken could be. I mean, Will Warren could be a number 2 or number 3. If
Yeah.
I mean Rodoni's your 2, but Will Warren could be your 3. So let's see what happens there. But what all in all, great outing, and Chisholm bought the jazz music yesterday at Yankee Stadium. So there you go.
Yeah, no question.
Yeah,
Again,
I
I'm
think
sorry.
I think Will Warren and Lewis Hill have a very similar problem. Is that they have all
Yeah,
this potential in the world, they just walk too many players.
yeah,
Um,
yeah.
let's get to our first question from Jake. Hey, everyone. The thing that worries me about Warren is that if he's facing a team like the Dodgers or the Tigers last night, I think they would have scored a ton of runs on him. What are you guys' thoughts on
Well,
that?
obviously, when you play a better team, they're going to be a more difficult team. But as I said earlier, the same thing with Hill and Warren. They both need to have better command of their pitches, and they just need to lower the amount of pitches they throw per inning. I mean, look, after the first inning, Will Warren was pretty good.
Yeah, well, everybody was concerned because he threw so many pitches.
Yeah, he threw more than 30 pitches in the first inning, and then didn't have another
Yeah,
inning with 20.
yeah,
Yeah,
So,
that was concerning. The
so
other concerning,
maybe look, it's possible that he didn't get enough prep time
yeah,
before the game, and maybe he just needs to be a little bit to have a little bit more prep time pregame.
yeah.
Maybe that's his problem. He's just not taking enough time to really work on his control.
before anything else, I want to give the shout out to Real Bill. He said
What's
he's
up,
doing
guys?
fine. He's doing fine today, and he doesn't have to go back to the hospital. Thank goodness. Great. That's great to hear, Real Bill. So that means you're gonna sit back and you're gonna put on the play-by-play here on NY Yankee Mania a little bit later on, and comment, and let's have some fun at the chat. And
Yeah, what's up? What's up, Bill? How you guys doing? How you feeling? How's your wife doing? So shout out to you guys. Yep.
yeah.
Am I, yeah, we're still praying for you guys.
Oh, well, always. That's always on the table. Hey, Jacob. Good morning. How you doing?
What's up, Jake?
As he calls us, the real family. Thanks, Jacob. I'd like to hear people's version on how they felt that Warren pitched last night. And I have 2 concerning things, guys. Number 1, what is going on with Giancarlo Stanton? I mean, he is swinging so ridiculous. I mean, he looks so terrible.
At this
In
point,
the
it's just who he is. He doesn't change his stance. He always swings for the fences. I think in his mind that if he's not hitting a home run, he's not a good baseball player. I'm convinced that's what he's thinking when he's at the plate. So he's trying
well,
to kill every ball he can, and
yeah,
he's
Jonathan, he doesn't even come close.
I know, but that's the mindset you
I know.
have when you go up wanting to swing a home run every single time. You swing at pitches. The pitchers have adapt to that mindset. Therefore, don't give you anything to hit, and because you're in the home run mindset, you're swinging at everything, regardless if it's over the plate or not. That's
Okay,
the
but
problem.
in the meantime, do you keep him clean up? I mean,
No.
it's very obvious he's
Well,
doing absolutely nothing.
the only
I
reason
think. Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
is just to intimidate the pitchers.
Yeah, I think
That's
the Yankees should bat him 10th.
10th.
That's putting him on the
Yeah,
bench.
yeah. I was joking, but I don't know. No, but yeah, I don't know what's going on. I say, he's I just don't know. Like, is this ridiculous? Like, he was hitting well in Somerset, and then when he got called up, he was hitting well too. But all of a sudden, he just stopped hitting. I just don't know what's going on. So I think it's like a hitting mechanic that he maybe gets to adjust a little bit. But I think he'll be fine. He'll be fine. But maybe we should just drop him in the lineup a little bit. Like,
Well, they got to do something. They can't stay, him batting fourth like that and just being an automatic out. I mean, completely
Yeah.
automatic out. And another thing, again, that rears his ugly head is they had man on third, second and third, and they don't score. The pressure that's on the pitcher is immense because, come on, we were one batter away from trailing yesterday 3 times. The Yankees just got very lucky that the pitchers are pitching well and keeping them off the scoreboard like that. But one swing, guys, the game would have been totally changed. And then the Yankees don't come back. That's worrisome to me. They don't put teams away. I mean, listen, again, it was a win. Not going to complain. I'm not harboring and sobbing on it, but they've got to do a better job. They've got to. And you ever notice, guys, whenever a team gets shut out, the next game in the first inning, they usually score right away.
mhm.
Take a look at that once in a while. When a team gets shut out the next day, you got to be very lucky they don't come out and score in the first inning. Just, listen, there's a stat for everything. Well, I have a stat for that. So I'm just saying, look, hopefully I'm wrong. And the Yankees have their hitting shoes on again today. There's no reason why they should.
Who do we have on the mound today?
Today is Clark Smith against JP Sears.
Okay.
So JP pitched well against us, and he also got bombed. So let's hope it's the latter, and then he gets bombed again. Jonathan, is there any? I'm sure you would have said it by now, but any news at all? The latest on Heel? Anything that you can bring out?
Well, the only thing I can say is what they were telling yesterday on Yes. Heel is going to pitch one game this weekend, and then reassess what to do from there. I think he's supposed to pitch today.
Okay, great. What are your guys' thoughts about Stroman pitching Sunday?
I
don't know. I'm kind of iffy about it. It's not. I don't know. It's gonna be interesting how he does. I don't know.
I think it's a showcase of trade potential.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's very possible.
Who is supposed to start tomorrow, or was it like who was
Alan Wynn?
No, it's true. Wins would have pitched tomorrow then.
Yes.
Okay.
So he's probably going to go down today or tomorrow before the game, and
which I don't like.
I don't like it either. It's just mind-boggling. What they're doing with that. Now I saw an article in NJ.com that it's possible they might send down Hamilton.
Oh, okay.
But he's been pitching a lot better lately, so I don't know what the right move is. Jonathan, you have a thought on that? Would you bring Hamilton down?
Put Hamilton down? I don't know what options do they have. They could put Yeli De Santos on the 60-day IL if they think they can. What do they do? Is this the move appeal for if bringing back here? Well,
I don't know. I don't know what the answer is, but
the only options they have realistically is Winans or put Yarbo on, or one of the players on the 60-day IL.
speaking of Yarborough, they were saying that it looks like the injury is a little worse than they thought. So he's going to be out for a while. He's
Well,
really going to be
if
out for a while.
if that's the case, then you put him on the 60-day IL, and you create a space on the roster.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's and guys, are you also in the belief now? I mean, obviously Chisholm has been doing some good work for the Yankees, but do you guys really want to keep him on third, or would you like for him to go back to second and
I,
and and see what they do at third base?
I think they should put him where he feels most comfortable. If he feels more comfortable at second, put him at second.
I
Yeah,
think he has.
we need a reliable third baseman, and I would rather see Chaz at second. So, our goal at the trade deadline is to find a third baseman. But I heard Michael Kay said yesterday that I think the Yankees might look for a second baseman and keep Chaz at third. So you never know. So, I think the Yankees are looking for infield help as we speak. So, either
Well,
or, either or, Chaz will either be at second base or third base, depending on who they get.
Yeah,
this is the problem ever since Cabrera got hurt.
yeah. Cabrera really, unfortunately, it really killed what the Yankees had going. They had the
Yeah.
perfect scenario. They didn't have to look for a trade. He would have made a stronger bench. But now, now it's so weak. You don't know. It's like it's pick your poison. Do you want
Well, is there
Peraza?
anybody in the minor leagues that can play in infield? I don't know about that guy Vivas. They're not giving him any opportunities.
No,
Yeah,
we have a guy at what's his name? He was what's his name? Max Burt is a guy. Maybe he can help out on the bench, but he hasn't been. He's been in the minors for a while now. I think for like more
yeah,
than three,
Max.
4 years. Yeah,
He went from Double A to Triple A, then back down to Double A. So
Yeah,
I,
yeah.
I don't I
they
don't
also
think he's
still have
enough.
Andrew Velasquez down there.
Oh yeah, Velasquez is still down there. Yeah, I forgot
Yeah,
about
but
that.
you're bringing up a guy that's going to hit 212. So what good is it?
You bring him up for defense.
How about Andrew? How
Well,
about how about
this is good.
how about your guy Jesus Rodriguez?
Jesus Rodriguez.
There you
I'm
go.
not. I'm not even going to talk about that because I want that so much, but they're not doing it. Plus, he hasn't been hitting all that well. He's down to, and funny, he's down to like 330 or something
He's
like
at
that. So,
297.
what?
297.
297 now. So he's been slumping. But I don't mind taking that 297. Maybe he's bored over there. It's time to get out of there and show what he can do in the. Listen, they brought up all the other catchers, so why not bring this one up? And they all ended up on other teams like the Mets and the Red Sox. It's insane. Now's the time to bring the guy up. Why not? What do you got to lose? I mean, although they might be starting to like Ben Rice behind the plate, and I wouldn't be surprised if he gets more playing time. Because look, if they both don't throw runners out, and it comes even with hitting, who would you rather have up there right now? Ben
At the
Rice?
at the catching position.
No, as a hitter,
Oh, Ben Rice.
Ben Rice. So because they both don't throw runners out, once in a while, Ben Rice threw one from his knees and he got somebody out. But if they're both not going to throw out and it's all even, you got to play Ben Rice.
Well, in my opinion, I think the old better round defensive catcher that we have is JC Escaro.
Yeah. I wish we could put JC's bat in one of those guys and we have a great catcher. But unfortunately, it doesn't happen that way. But, again, we're gonna knock it. We're gonna knock it out of the park. The same thing, but I think quietly, little by little, they might be grooming Rice as the number one catcher at this point.
Yeah, but
You know?
he might be trade bait. He might be trade bait also. You never know.
Yeah, I possible. Hey, Mark, how you doing? Welcome to the stream. I love
What's up? What's
JC.
up?
He should be out. Yeah, everyday Mets. Hey, he's there. What
What's up,
happened to
everyday
the
man?
Mets last night? What is going on with that team? I mean, it's pitching. But my God, they did not look good at all last night. Everyday Mets. What's your assessment on them? And what's your assessment on the Yankee game last night? Let us know, guys. Let us know. Start thinking about today's game too. About Clark Smith and the lineup. What would you like to see in there? Let us know. Everyday Mets says Mets got injury problems. Yeah, big time in the pitching staff. But they're definitely going to be looking for some pitching. Merck says the Red Sox look really bad too. What's your thoughts on that? Do you see them making another trade?
I was still surprised they traded Devers for so little. I thought Devers they would have gotten a much better package for him.
Jonathan, I think they just wanted to unload him. And they were desperate. They wanted to get rid of him. I mean, they're not going to say that in public, but you could clearly see they wanted to get rid of him in the worst way, and they did.
I think Boston is going to be sellers, and next year they're going to be a very tough team.
Yeah, because they're going to get their first baseman back. They're going to have a ton of money to spend. A ton. They could fix that team. I mean, there's no guarantees but they could fix up everything that they need and build around Bregman and those guys, and they'll be right there in the mix, right there.
By the way, I don't know if you guys heard. They're open to an extension
with Bregman. Yes.
Yeah,
Bregman. Yeah.
Listen, if I were them, I'd do the same exact thing. I mean, if there's ever a perfect player for a ball field, that's the guy. With his line drives to hit off of the green monster, you got to be out of your mind to let that guy go. And he wouldn't make sense for the Yankees because of left field. It wouldn't make sense. Now, I'm not saying he's going to bat 230 here, but he's not going to do what he's doing in Fenway. Absolutely not. Because he could just pull the ball and hit the left field wall. So, it is what it is. Let's see. As we were saying yesterday on the streams, we are getting closer. Some more action, some more rumors, and everything is it's just gonna fall into place, and it's gonna be, we think, a crazy time. Some analysts think that it's gonna be very slow. Just some teams that really feel they can win the World Series might make the plunge, but the ones that are in the wild card, they're going to be a little afraid to trade some of their young talent to try to win today, or just to satisfy and get into the wild card in the playoffs. So there's a lot of decisions that GMs have got to make, and we got two in New York that are going to have to make some very crucial decisions, especially the Mets, because they have no pitching. I mean, they literally are in trouble. In my eyes, the hitting could get away with it, but the pitching, I'm not sure. I'm not sold on it at all. So
no, the Mets definitely need more pitching in the rotation, also in the bullpen too. So
yeah, and like Real Bill says, watch out for the Blue Jays. See, I felt that way with Tampa Bay. That's what I felt.
Well,
but now it's Toronto. Yeah,
what assets do the Mets have to trade? I don't know.
Well, they got about 3 rookie guys they could trade. They could trade Ronnie M. They could trade Beatty.
Beatty.
They can throw a rejuvenated Jeff McNeil. Hey, listen, if they really had to, they'd probably trade Nimmo. Nimmo will bring a lot of a trade piece back.
Well, let me ask you guys this: would you take on Jeff McNeil and give them a pitcher or two?
I've been saying that all along. Even when he was down and out, I would love to have Jeff McNeil. Some people thought it was nuts. They say he's washed up. I don't think he's washed up. Every time I turn around, he gets a big hit. That would be the perfect bench player for the Yankees. And I don't care if you like the Mets or not. Bottom line is he's a good trade piece. Maybe we can give them a Clark Smith or something. I mean, it'd have to be a little bit more.
I'm not trading Clark Smith for McNeil. I'm trading him for someone young.
Yeah, no. I'm just saying like a basis of a deal. Then you work it out. I'm just saying the Yankees will help the Mets. The Mets will help the Yankees because let's face it, it is a good deal. So, let's ponder it and all that. But Jason, you have some final thoughts before before we move on.
Jason,
I'm sorry, Jonathan. I'm thinking of Jason. You have some final thoughts before we move on? We're getting to the 9 o'clock hour, and Ken is going to be coming on soon.
Final thoughts. Look, I'm hoping the Yankees have a good game. I said you said Schmidt is the pitcher today.
Yes.
I'm hoping Schmidt can pitch well. If I were to guess, I'm hoping Schmidt goes 6 innings or more, and does a good job.
Okay.
Athletics, I'm not saying should be is a clean sweep team, but we should be able to beat them. We should be able to beat the Astros. I don't think the
A's. Right. All right. Well, like I said, don't forget, we will be doing the play-by-play here at 1 o'clock. Hope to see you later. And any breaking news, please, Jonathan, let us know.
Yeah,
when it comes to worse, we will see you tomorrow morning.
Yeah, I actually have more time today, but if you want, I'll go.
Yeah, it's
thank you.
We do have a full.
I understand.
Well, I can drop because I'm almost at the camp. So Jonathan, if you want to stay, I'll drop.
I'll stay for another 10 minutes or so.
Okay, let me drop. I'll drop because I'm almost to that camp.
All right. We'll see you in the broadcast later.
Most likely, yeah, depending what time we finish the thing. So I'll let you know.
Right. Enjoy. Have a great day.
All right. See you guys.
Bye now. All right. So let's, without further ado, let's bring in Ken from The Ugly Truth, our resident broadcaster of games. And let's get his opinion on Will Warren and some Yankee good news and bad news of last night's game. Good morning, Ken. How are you?
Hi.
Morning. Not bad. How about yourself?
Hanging in there, baby. Hanging in there. Of course, we always
actually went an entire game without having to do a hat change for luck.
Yay! Is that the hat?
This is the hat.
All right, then keep it on, baby.
Maybe that's a lucky hat.
Keep it on. Well, I mean,
I have
go ahead.
Unfortunate news today for the play-by-play. I am not going to be able to help you. I have to have the little guys over for preps at 1:30, and their dance recital doesn't actually start till 3. So okay. I'm gonna be locked up all day.
That's
important. But I'll be listening in with my earbuds sneaking in the side.
No problem. Don't worry about it, Ken. We got you covered. Take care of the family. That comes first.
Of course.
So let me ask you something, Ken. So last night when he threw all those pitches, Warren, were you down about it? Did you feel he was going to recover? I mean, what was your mindset at the time?
I thought he was going to be fine. Atypically, he's had issues when they've gotten to him. It's been in the first inning, and he did have the 3 walks, but he had the corresponding 3 strikeouts to go with it.
Mhm.
The only real concern that I had was his pitch count. After the first inning, I knew that he wasn't going to make 6.
Okay. All
And
right.
then we were going to have to lean on the bullpen a bit more than I really wanted to.
Well, I'll tell you, I mentioned last night on the post game, the one thing that really impressed me what the Yankees did last night was when finally Matt Blake came out immediately, and I believe once he did that whatever he said really turned Warren's game around, and I really liked that he actually came out, and he didn't care what inning it was and all of that. And that settled him down. And I think they should do that more often to pitchers. I don't care if you're a veteran or not. That's what you have a great pitching coach for. And he showed his true colors last night. And you know, it might be a small, minute thing to everybody in the chat or who's ever listening. But believe me, that to me really helped stepped up Warren's game. Whatever he told them, Ken, really worked.
Well, if you notice the conversation, he was talking to Rice a good amount.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that some of his issues might have been the way he was locating the glove for Warren to hit, because Warren was actually throwing to the glove, and a lot of times the way Rice was set up, his glove positioning was down low below the zone, and when he was shooting fastballs, they were all going low.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're right. You're right. And that whatever it was, I mean, you know, talking to whoever he talked to, it worked. And I'm
Well,
very grateful.
it was a combination of both. It was a combination of both of them. I'm not sure how much experience Warren had throwing to Rice, and Rice certainly didn't have a great familiarity with Warren. This was his second start as a catcher behind the dish for the Yankees.
Yeah,
you know, it's going to be growing pains. The thing that I liked is the resilience that Warren showed. This kid's a baller, and he's here to stay.
Sean Browning, good morning. First of all, Warren is coming into his own and becoming a big leaguer. Your thoughts on that, Jonathan?
He's already a big leaguer.
Well, you know what he means.
Wouldn't disagree at all. I mean, this isn't the Warren that you saw coming up on 3 spot starts last year.
Right.
I mean, hell, if you look at him, he leads all minor league or rookie pitchers in strikeouts. He couldn't buy a strikeout last year, so
you know. I brought up the situation with Jonathan. Ken, I want to get your thoughts. What are you seeing from Giancarlo Stanton right now? And what would you, if you're the batting coach? I know he's a star and everything. I mean, what can you tell him? But you got to tell him something because you have batting coaches for a reason. What do you see as the problem at this point?
2 weeks worth of games. Stanton is who Stanton is. Right. He takes big swings. He hits balls hard. Even, during the broadcast, the thing that was annoying me is they kept bringing the point up that Stanton hasn't hit his first home run yet. Stanton takes big swings.
Mm-hmm.
Stanton takes big swings. Sometimes he hits in the zone. A lot of times he doesn't. Sometimes he's the type of player that I see as a guess swinger. He takes a mindset that he knows he's going to swing ahead of time, and he will take some ridiculous swings. But when he's on time, he lights the ball up.
Yeah,
he's what, 12-year veteran,
at least.
More than that, I think.
Okay,
probably.
Well,
probably.
He didn't just figure out that he's going to swing this way. He's been this way his entire career. What are you going to do to change that? I have no idea. But he always seems to be locked in at postseason
I know.
time.
I know. But would you leave
So,
him batting
but-
fourth?
Well, I never would have put him batting fourth. He, to me, is always a 5-hole hitter.
Okay, well, I again, Jonathan had mentioned, it's for the fear factor. I mean, that could be okay for some of the time, but I mean, it gets really. I mean, if you have Judge, who's been definitely slumping, we can't sugarcoat it. I mean, right now he's not playing well. He's just not playing well. Now, I know you look at his average. Oh, he's hitting 360. You know what? He's not playing well, folks. Let's not sugarcoat it.
Real Bill, you are absolutely on point. Same thing with me.
I always wanted my catcher to set up late, do not telegraph the location to the other team. The base coaches can see where you're targeting. Yeah, no question about it.
Well, and the addition is batters are sneaky. They tend to take a peek back to see where the catcher's setting up. So that's where they set their hitting zone.
Try to.
Oh,
Judge standing back to back is a bad combination, especially when Judge is doing awful like he's doing right now. He is not helping anything right now, and I'm sorry. I mean, I'm not bashing the guy for batting 366, but let's face it, guy, he's killing innings at this point. He's not doing anything. So for the mere fact of he's got the team on his back. Maybe he's got the team on his back, but he's not. He's really, should he get a day off? I don't know.
Yeah, you remember Fraley, that guy on the Reds?
Yes.
He just went on the IL.
Oh, really?
They say that he felt something after making the diving catch on Bellinger's ball.
Mm-hmm.
So I think he may have hurt himself on that catch.
Wow. Okay. Well, these guys seems to, all these guys seems to go on the IL after they leave the Yankees. It's mind-boggling. It really is. But
the outfield defense in Cincinnati was outstanding.
Yes,
they used the speed to an advantage, and you know what? When you're playing, in the 80s game mark, and you take a dive on a ball, that stuff hurts. It looks easy on TV, but your body is going to take a toll.
Mm-hmm. No, I agree. I totally agree. But today's lineup, guys, what would you like to see against Sears? And who would you catch?
You have a left-handed pitcher. So your leadoff is most likely going to be Goldie. Goldie hits left-handers very well. They'll probably end up shooting Judge in at 2. You saw in last night's game that in a critical situation, they intentionally walked Judge, having belly hit behind him. He made him pay for it. So belly hitting in the 3-hole.
And this is a very interesting article in the Daily News. It says why Yankees Devin Williams have been calling his own pitches on PitchCom. So apparently, according to that, when Williams pitches, he's the one that tells the catcher what he's going to pitch instead of the catcher.
Well,
that's the same thing with Fried. Fried does the same thing.
Yeah, what's wrong with that? I don't see anything wrong with that.
There's nothing wrong with that. It's just a random article I found on.
No, I hear you. But whoever wrote it, it's kind of, it probably doesn't have too much to write because, listen, everybody can call their game. Roger Clemens did it. Nolan Ryan did it. I mean, so many people did it that Mike Messina for sure did it. I mean, come on.
And
That's solely
Dana was one
included.
pitch away from a perfect game.
Yeah.
Well, that was a rift between Randy Johnson and Posada. Posada wanted to call the game. Johnson wanted to call the game. That's why they often had those heated meetings up on the mound.
Mm-hmm.
I remember the heated meeting between Johnson and Flaherty.
Yeah. Jake has an interesting point, Ken. Freed said that Wells calls his game in one of the post games, but he looks like he tells Wells what he wants to pitch. So I don't understand it. I don't know. So whatever it is, it is. As long as they're pitching good, I don't care if it's coming from Anthony Volpe. As long as they pitch well, that's the most important to us. Let them figure it out.
I did notice something that was interesting in the Cincinnati series when DJ came in as a replacement. They actually they paused the game for him to get a pitch count.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think the infielders have it, or maybe it's optional.
Is DJ actually setting up the defensive alignment for the infield, and not Volpe?
Maybe. Well, I mean, they've had some good infield alignments lately, a lot better than they used to have. So I don't know what's going on there, but whatever it is, continue because they're doing a good job in the infield right now. They really are. I mean, if you notice the errors are less at this point. They seem to be in the right position. Once in a while, DJ's not, because he's had lost some steam at second base. His range is a little slow, but they're doing a good job in the infield. So I have no qualms with that. My qualm is that I would love to see our catcher throw somebody out.
Well, Escara is 0 for 17 throwing runners out this season.
Right.
Rice is 1 for 2. So Rice has thrown more runners out than Escara has this season.
Right.
And I don't even want to talk about Austin Wells. He just makes me sick throwing for runners.
Well,
the thing about DJ though last night, I don't know if you were paying attention, but late in the game, a ball was hit to Goldie. Goldie lays out and gets past him. DJ was back in the play up, slid, kept the ball from going into the outfield, and shot the ball over to first. So people talking about DJ not having the range and being a credible second baseman. I'm not subscribing to that. He is handling the position just fine.
He's still a good infielder, regardless of how he hits.
Yeah,
I think people are still comparing DJ now to 5 years ago.
The thing that I'm curious about is the Yankees pretty much told him if he's not performing come trade deadline that he's cooked. I'm curious what the Yankees are using as a metric for that. What is the indicator that he is performing or not performing?
Maybe it's
because if it's based off of his defensive play.
Maybe it's just a motivational speech. I don't know.
But Sean Browning brings up a good point. We need Posada or Flaherty to coach our catchers on throwing out runners. Makes sense in my book. You're right.
Flaherty had announced that he's not going to suit up and be a coach.
No, he may do it in spring training a little, but
this is something they needed to do in spring training.
Yep. No, I agree. Posada, I think, would be a great coach. I don't know about managing, but coach, I think he would do a wonderful job as a catching coach. I mean, right now, obviously nothing's working. So are you blaming the catchers or are you blaming the pitchers? That's what you really comes down to. Who's that blame that Yankee catchers can't throw anybody out? We thought that with Trevino when the Red Sox went rampant on us. But it keeps happening. So what is it? Are we going to blame the pitchers, or are we going to blame the catchers? What are we blaming? LB, good morning. How you doing? Thanks for joining the stream. I mean, let's face it. You got to blame somebody. Whose fault is this? I mean, I can't stress it enough. Whose fault is it that they can't throw anybody out?
It's their own fault.
Yeah, but that's too wide open. Is it the coach? Is it the catchers? Or is it the pitchers? Which one?
Why would it be the pitchers?
You got to pick one here.
Well, let's see. I saw Ramirez that we traded down to the Marlins as part of the Jazz trade. Gun a Diamondback runner out last night, and that's a very quick team. Came out of our farm system, trained, bred, whatnot. We've seen Narvaez throw a Yankee runner out stealing, another product of our farm system. So I don't think that it's coaching.
Well, it also seems that every catcher that we trade turned out to be a good big league player.
Yep. LB says the catcher with the strongest arm is Ascara, but he's not very accurate. Wells and Rice have noodle arms. Okay.
Rice is not a Rice, even though Rice is not really a catcher. He has caught. He came up as a catcher, but I don't think that's his position. I think he does better at first base.
Okay.
And with regard to Ascara having the strongest arm, if that's the case, why is he 0 for 17 with runners stealing against him?
Because he's saying he's not very accurate.
Oh, you're going to hit the target every once in a while, and he hasn't
done it. Yeah, no, he hasn't done it. What my favorite catcher, I mean, obviously growing up was Thurman Munson, and that's hands down. He didn't have the greatest of arms, but he learned a quick release, and that release made it look like he had a Johnny Bench arm, but he just had a quick release. The Yankees aren't, I don't know. Can you learn that? Yes. But obviously it's not being taught the right way because there's no quick release going on.
Anytime a catcher gives up a stolen base, not necessarily on his own fruition, you have to look at the pitchers. If the pitchers aren't holding runners and they get a huge start, the catcher has no chance. I don't give a damn how strong your arm is. Not going to have a chance to gun a runner out.
Right. Yeah, no.
The thing for me, this particular weekend that scares the crap out of me, Marcus Stroman pitching on Sunday.
Yeah, that's why
today's
game is important. They need to win today.
He does not hold runners on very well. His delivery is slow. His pitches are slow. So the people that the A's get on, it'll be a freaking track meet. Because you've seen those guys trying to run yesterday. They are not slow.
No. Sean Browning saying Posada had a quick release, and so did Girardi. Girardi had a pretty decent arm, and he had a good release. Posada just had the release. Posada did not have a great arm. The release is what saved Posada as being a good catcher, in my opinion, and what I saw.
Well, Gary Sanchez has an incredibly strong arm and one of the quickest pop times in Major League Baseball. He was fantastic at gunning runners. He just couldn't catch anything that was in the dirt.
Right. That was his problem. I think he's gotten a little bit better now, but I don't want to say that we bring him back because that ain't happening. Under no circumstances is he gonna come back with that? So, but again, the greatest guy I ever saw was Thurman, and if you have a quick release, it's as good or better than a strong arm. But you got to have that in you. You got to teach that, and you got to snap it. If you don't snap it, it's just by the time he gets there, the guy's on the base already. This is the problem. Hey, 161 River Avenue, how you doing? Good morning. How you doing? What's going on? I don't know how much you've heard, but we're talking about the releases of the catches. What do you think, Jason? Do you think that in your opinion, who do you think has the strongest arm catching wise? Would it be Wells? Would it be Ascara, or would it be Rice? What's your suggestion? And who do you think it's blaming that Ascara's 0 for 17? He can't throw anybody out. What's your opinion on that? We'd really like to know, Jason. Give us your thoughts. Yeah, but again, it's half a dozen of the other. The main thing is the Yankees have to hit. They have to take leads, and then all of this will fall into place. Right, Ken? If you take a 2-0, a 3-0 lead, you're taking away the metrics of some of the team's strengths that are fast. And the Yankees right now, until they straighten out with getting catches to throw people out, that's what they need to do. They have to be aggressive, get a 2, 3, 4 run lead, and that takes away from the other team's running game. Because you're not going to go if you're down 3-4-0. You're not going to. Unless it's a boneheaded play, you're not gonna do anything, and the Yankees can save that running game. So it's on the Yankees' head too. That they need to get ahead right away, and that will stop some of the poison that goes on behind the plate. Ken, do you agree with that? All right, well, let's wake up, guys.
I don't know. I'm not really seeing catching as being a huge issue with the team. My issues are more so geared towards situational hitting of the batters themselves.
Mm-hmm.
Yankees, one of the questions that I saw, or one of the comments that I saw is, why do we always keep catchers that give away catchers that throw runners out? I think because the Yankees are more offense centric with regard to that particular position. Wells was supposed to be the an average catcher with a great bat, and in his year and a half as a starting catcher, his bat really hasn't shown, and his limitations of a catcher have.
Mm-hmm. I still believe in Wells, though. I really do. I know you're down on him, but I still believe that there's goodness there.
I have never been sold on Wells.
And
Period.
You're entitled to your opinion. No question about it.
Who's another catcher in their system you think could come up and really be a solid catcher?
I have looked at the kid down in AA, Flores. I've seen him. He sets up well, and that kid has a cannon for an arm. But he's in AA, so I'm not sure what his
so he'd probably be ready next year.
Jason has a couple of comments, guys. Wells has the most reps of the three, so I think he's best fit. I think pitchers would be helped by pitching faster from the stretch. Then he follows up. I think infield positioning to get the thrown ball needs to improve. That's true. That's a great point. Great point. Because it always seems like, who's going to cover? Is it Volpe? Is it DJ? Is it Peraza? You don't know. I mean, they should know, but they're slow in getting to their positions.
Infield alignment, sure, but I don't think we're playing players in the right position to begin with. Because I'll tell you what, Jazz at second has an incredible release and a quick tag, as seen this year already. He lays a tag down very quickly.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. Oh yes.
And me
true.
personally, I would much prefer to see Jazz as a second baseman more so than a third baseman.
Guys, LB says Wells is a mediocre player. Do you believe that?
I wouldn't disagree with that even slightly.
No,
Jonathan, do you agree?
Wells, unless Wells comes out, he's
Well,
Flores. We were talking about Flores. He's in Double A. He's 24 years old right now. They're projecting him as ETA next year.
Right.
Well,
he is a good
if
player.
he doesn't get if he doesn't get put on the 40-man roster, we're probably going to lose him in the Rule 5.
I don't think the Yankees could afford to do that and will do that. There's a couple of guys on that 40-man roster that you know sometimes you scratch your head. I don't have it in front of me right now, but there's always somebody who say, "Huh?" And Flores has got to be put on there. They're at it. He would be scooped up so fast you won't know what hit you.
Look, right now, CJ Alexander is on the 40-man roster. He can go. You have Braden Shoemaker on the 40-man roster. He doesn't need to be there. Brian Dela Cruz on the 40-man roster. He doesn't need to be there. Everson Pereira, likely a trade piece. Yali De Los Santos. Jake Cousins is a free agent.
Oh, yeah, Jay Cousins will probably never.
Ian Hamilton is probably a free agent as well.
Right.
So at the end of every year, there's always 5 spots that empty out due free agency, at least.
Yeah, so you're looking at 34 men on the 40-man roster, so there's no excuse. I mean, Flores he's got to be added. I don't even want to. If they lose him, then they're really screwed up. They're screwed up because what he's done.
If you look at the rating points for the Yankees in the Rule 5 draft, the kid that pitched last night, we lost him in the Rule 5 draft in the first round.
Yeah.
For Oakland. Teams tend to hit us hard, although they say our farm club is garbage. They seem to hit us an awful lot for pitchers and catchers.
John Ferrazzo, good morning. First of all, how's everything? John says, whoever plays third, he's keeping it warm for future Lombardi Jr., and I can't wait to see him. Lombard Jr., but the problem with him, he's not doing anything in AAA.
He's in Double A.
Double A, I'm sorry. He's not.
Remember, he's 19 years old.
Right, so we're looking with the Yankees 5
honestly,
years from now. What was that?
Lombard Jr. is taking more snaps at second base than he is at third. So the Yankees may project him as the future second baseman for the team.
Yeah, there's no question. He is a great infielder. There's no way, but I'd really like to see him, be a little bit more aggressive. Yeah, he has all the tools. But then again, Dominguez had all the tools too, and they're playing him sparingly, and to me, it doesn't make any sense. But Yankees got to do what they got to do, what they feel is the best lineup. They won with it last night. Let's see what they pull today. But Lombard is going to be. I mean, he looks like he's got it all. He's got Alex Rodriguez in him. He's got a lot of players in him. And let's just hope he keeps developing. But as far as the infield, that you can't take away from him. I've seen him make plays that these infielders cannot make. The range, I mean, obviously because he's so young, but the range that this man has is amazing. I wish he would come up right away. You have this.
Here's a very interesting stat that just came out. According to the data, MLB umpires are treading in the right direction. Strikes called in the heart of the zone. In 2008, it was 92.4%. This year, 99.3%.
That leaves a lot to be desired, right, Ken?
I don't know. 90. What was it for nowadays?
99.3.
Man, they must not be watching the same damn games as me.
Well, some of them just barely hit the line, and because it happens fast, you think it's no good. But in all fairness, there are some calls that we don't agree with that just hit the bottom of the line. Ken, you got to look at it really, really in slow motion, and that's the way that's the way they're figuring it. They have the luxury of slow motions, 10 different angles than we do. We have one angle, and that's it. But in all fairness, I mean, yeah, to me, they're brutal, but there are some calls that we don't agree with that just hit that line. You just barely got to hit that. It's like a foul ball, a line drive. If it just nicks that white, you're getting a double. And you can't see it with the naked eye. You just can't see it. You got to look at the play over and over and over again, and you'll see that, oh, you know what? Believe it or not, they were right. But it just barely hits the line. I mean, a fraction. So that's what that's the narrative. Jake goes, do we think that Dominguez will be full-time outfielder next season, or do you think that he's going to be a part-time once again? Well, I know my answer, and my answer
It
is
should be a full-time, but I don't know. Like if the Yankees don't feel that he's a full-time outfielder, maybe they should just trade him.
They'd be nuts. They'd be nuts.
They're not going to be nuts if they get a good piece. If they trade Dominguez for a good player, that helps them.
Dominguez will flourish. You got to give him playing time. You got to.
Well, the Yankees.
I mean, look, he's already getting better as an outfielder. He's already doing that. Anyway. I mean, it's like one or two things at a time. You can't. Rome wasn't built in a day, as we know.
Well, Rome is not very patient. The Yankees are not very patient.
Well, you know what? If they trade Dominguez, then they should get what they deserve. Because there's no way in this creation that Dominguez should be traded. No way in hell. Now, you want to say he gets hurt too much? Fine. But the man is what, 20, 22, 23 years old? No way. No way. John says, I did say the future. However, what they are doing to Dominguez is really head-scratching. How is he going to get hot if he's a part-time player? Very good evaluation, John. And I agree with you 1,000,000%. This man's got to play every day. I don't care how you do it. And you know what you have. Ken is with a smirk, so I don't know what's in his mind. Go ahead, Ken. Release it.
It's easy to say play Dominguez every day, but when you're looking at the numbers, Grisham is actually providing more for the team than Dominguez is. Yankee fans are in the win now mode always. No view of the future.
Well, Joe, the realistic way, the only way you can play Dominguez every day is if Grisham is traded. That's it.
No, because you could, you got Bellinger to sit, you have Dominguez. Once in a blue moon, Aaron Judge will be the DH. Stanton sits. You got room for Dominguez. Listen, if they could find a way, they can find a way. He's an up and coming star. And
unfortunately, missing last year hurt his development greatly. If he played a full season last year, I'm sure we would have known a lot more.
Yeah, but you know as well as I do, the reason why he didn't play in the playoffs, they were scared to put him in left field. He was a center fielder, maybe not the greatest center fielder, but that's what he knew. And then he goes to left field, and he looked like the Keystone Cops. And that's why he didn't come up at all. And we all know that. So, I mean, listen, in all fairness, I mean, listen, I'm not trying to throw Grissom under the bus. But at this point, it's time that this guy, and why not do it now? It's the regular season. Why not give it a try?
I'm not the manager.
No, of course not. I know you're not the manager, but I'm just saying. That's all I'm saying. Yeah.
The thoughts that Dominguez is a superstar. You don't know what Dominguez is. He hasn't got a full season under the major leagues under his belt yet.
He has two very short stints. Judge it permanent DH.
You have two very short stints. His first appearance was very impressive. His appearance last year was very unimpressive. He shifted to a new position. He's got some appearance of brilliance, but you just don't know the player he is until he's played a full season, actually 2 to 3 seasons with what you actually have. Are you going to try to trade high on him?
Yeah, I mean, listen, my position is you don't trade Jones and you don't trade Dominguez. Now, Yankees don't feel that way. More power to them. Go ahead, do what you need to do. But all I know is I'm going through the past, and it's not very good.
Well, the past is the past. What you have to look at is, what do you want? Do you want to win a button now and cash the future in? Or do you want to take a shot with what you have, develop it, and try to make a run similar to the dynasty years?
Yeah, but if you have 80 games left,
you can't have it all. It's either going to be one or the other. These guys are developing, a lot of them.
But Ken, you know as well as I do, with about 80 games left, if you play Dominguez all the time, you'll know what you have. This way, we're going to go into next year the same exact way. What do you have in Dominguez? But if you play him bulk of the 80 games, you'll know what you have in Dominguez.
What you won't have is you won't have Trent Grisham when you go into next year. We don't have the Bucks to go out and sign the big free agents and actually retain any bullpen. So no matter how it works out come next year, Dominguez is going to be a full-time player, period.
If he's still here.
I think he will be.
I do too.
The only way that they're moving Dominguez, because Dominguez has 5 years of controllability, you're going to have, if you were to consider moving him, you would have to get a high Q player with controllability. Now, the only thing that I would look at moving him, say for Brendan Donovan, I'd pull the trigger on that deal in a heartbeat. Donovan would solve so many problems that the Yankees have, i.e. first one being a leadoff hitter, second one being third baseman, and positional versatility, all the stuff that Cabrera does, except he hits better. Yeah,
and don't forget, we do get Cabrera back next year, God willing. and that would be a welcome sight. That would be a welcome sight. John says it's hard and a lot of pressure on a young player when he plays part-time. He probably feels if he doesn't produce today, he will be benched tomorrow. So, and that makes sense also.
Dominguez had 4 hits in the last game against Cincinnati. He was benched anyhow, and it was a right-handed pitcher.
Right. I agree. I mean, any which way you look at it, what is the right thing to do? We all have opinions. I say he plays all the time. This one says no. Let him bide his time. Okay, but will something else come up next year? Let him bide his time again. I mean, when is it finally say? Look how long they waited for Judge. He wasn't Dominguez's age. When did he come up? 25, 26 years old? And before you blink an eye, he's 33, 34 years old. Still playing at a high level. I'm not saying no. He probably has a couple of tremendous years left before, he starts averaging. You got to remember, he's a huge dude. He's a huge guy. And you don't know how he's going to play in the last of his contract. I would state my case on that he's going to be great for the next 4 or 5 years. Yeah. But we don't know that to be, you don't know. And Dominguez, like I said, yeah, he's a young, up and coming, hopefully star. But again, like John says, he got the 4 hits. He happened to have a great day. But Ken, do you really see that if he goes back and forth, he's going to have 4 hits a lot of the time? I don't think so. And then you're sitting him against right-handed pitching where it's a strong suit. You want to sit him when there's a left-handed pitcher. Like today, there's Sears. Will he be in the lineup? God only knows. But you don't know. You're smirking like that, but it makes sense. If you're going to sit Dominguez, you sit him against the lefty, not a righty. Now, I mean, how do you debate that? I mean, obviously you're agreeing because you're not.
Are you telling me that the Yankees? Are you sitting there telling me that the Yankees wake up in the morning and say, "Man, this is a great day to screw the pooch and lose again"?
Ken, I'm not
think
saying
that they do that. I think that they try to put the best team on the field that they have. This is a very heavy analytic-driven team.
No, that's not what I'm saying.
I'm not twisting anything.
All I'm saying is, if you're going to rest the guy, he can't hit right-handed. So rest him when it's a left-handed pitcher. Does that doesn't make sense to you?
I'm not the one writing the lineup card.
I'm asking your opinion. I'm not saying you're going to write that.
I have plenty of opinions. You want my opinions? I would have traded Grisham. I would have traded Ben Rice too. Okay, Austin Wells wouldn't be the catcher for the Yankees.
That's all we want. We're asking for I'm asking for your opinion. I am asking you logically. If he can't hit right-handed,
I have opinions, but it is not. Well, honestly, if the Yankees were the organization that wanted to promote Dominguez, they looked at him and said, "Yeah, he's going to be our everyday left fielder." Why didn't they send him to winter ball to play to get reps playing left field? Developmentally, what has the team done to help develop him as a left fielder? To me, he looks like he's come a long way since the end of last season.
Okay, but you're still not.
Why is it such a fixation that Dominguez has to hit right-handed at all?
Right.
Why is the baseball philosophy that left-handers can't hit left-handed pitching? It's bull.
I agree with you. Now that's what I want to hear. I just want to hear when there's a left-handed pitcher And Dominguez is why is he not? Why is he in the lineup? He should be in the lineup against all right-handed pitching. Do you agree with that? That's all I want to know.
What? Depends on the right-handed pitcher.
Okay. All right. Well, that's my answer.
What is Dominguez's weak spot? What is Dominguez's weak spot? Dominguez, I will tell you what, he kills average pitchers.
Dominguez is a stronger lefty bat.
Judge isn't exactly the greatest with the best of pitchers. He kills mediocre pitchers. Let's call it spade a spade.
Okay.
And that's why he doesn't play well in the playoffs, because he can't hit them.
John Carlos Stanton can't seem to kill anybody.
But he does in the playoffs when you need it. What does Judge do? What does Judge do?
Maybe we should just trade Judge right now. Get rid of him. We don't need Judge. He can't perform in the playoffs.
Ken,
we're never going to win a championship. I'm not missing the point.
What I'm saying.
What you are doing is you were cherry picking things, and you're not laying a line. You want to develop a team that actually is championship caliber, then you have to do things in a progression. What we are doing is a hodgepodge. It is not a progression. You can't cherry pick people and say, oh, you're going to be great today because you're facing a right-handed pitcher. BS.
Get it. We have
metrics. These guys analytically analyze stuff. They sit there and they put the team out that they think is best suited to whoever they play. They don't go out. A lot of fans say, oh, this is a punt lineup. I don't truly believe that an organization, the Yankees caliber, is ever going to put a punt lineup out. A lot of people are having a freaking conniption that Marcus Stroman, who hasn't been able to hit the broadside of a barn, will be pitching on Sunday.
Well, apparently the Yankees see
Why
something.
is he pitching on Sunday? Because they want to showcase him so they can move his butt. He's not going to get showcased in the minor leagues. And if we can get even $1 million off of his salary, then that helps us with the trade deadline. Most fans can't see that.
So
there
you
is a
think
reason
Grisham,
that
you
the
think
organization
Grisham can
does
get
things.
traded? You think
I
Grisham
do.
can get? Well, look,
Grisham is a starter on any other team other than the Yankees every day.
if we can get a quality, good third baseman for Grisham, I'm making the trade. If we can get something that we need immediately for Grisham, I'm making that trade.
I just don't see that they're going to trade.
We have a logjam of players.
We're not in the back room. We're not seeing what happened in the side. But I would trade Grisham if we can get something that helps this year's team, because we have a lot of outfielders and we don't need so many.
All right, here's something from Jake. This is why the lineup needs to be consistent. How are you going to win a World Series when it's hodgepodge of players all over the place?
You can't.
You can't is right. Real Bill says the difference between the modern Yankees teams like the great teams of the lineup and guarantee if you check the last World Series team, the lineup almost never changed. Hallelujah. That's what I want to hear.
Well, that's something.
Why can't they be consistent with this lineup?
Figure out 2 months ago.
And I'm not blaming Boone. It's a whole concept. It's a whole concept, guys. It's not just Boone. And
Did I say Boone even
he's
once?
telling it like a pro. He's telling it like a pro. That's it. Real Bill, thank you. Thank you for that. The Yankees were consistent lineup won, and they won, and they won. The years that they lost is because of injuries or they weren't just good enough. They were not good enough. Is this team good enough? Well, I'll tell you what. If we get Luis Gil healthy and the bullpen is healthy, you have a seventh, eighth, and ninth relievers, actually 6, 7, 8, and 9. There's no reason why we can't go far. Everybody's got to do
We
their
still
part.
need a third baseman.
Need a third baseman. Okay. So that's what the trade deadline's for. That's what it's for. But can we have a lineup that is 2 days consistent? That's all. Is that asking so much?
You
Why
have to
does a
talk with Boone.
22-year-old have to sit?
You have to talk with Boone. You're gonna give yourself.
No, but it
You're gonna hurt
makes it look
yourself
like
by
everybody
talking like
thinks
this,
I'm
and
crazy.
you have to be angry with Boone and the.
I'm not angry with Boone. It's a collective. It's a collective thing. I'm not angry with Boone at all. It's not his fault. He's given a lot. He's given a ton of work. Why do you think Boone starts his day at 9 o'clock in the morning, 8 o'clock in the morning?
I'm
Because
sure
his
it's before
head's
that.
going to explode. It's not like it was years ago. Billy Martin would just come in. Okay, let me see. Well, I'm going to put in Munson, Chambliss, Roy White.
Well,
Mickey
Billy
Lewis. We don't
Martin
do that
half the
anymore.
time were drunk and sleeping on a desk.
Jonathan, you know what I mean. And come on, don't be ridiculous.
Isn't that the fact?
I'm just saying the teams were set. The teams were settled. They weren't superstars. They were good players, along with the superstar or two, like a Thurman Munson, like a Reggie Jackson. But everybody around them, they didn't have an Aaron Judge on a consistent basis like that. They had good players. They didn't have great players, and they won. Everybody wants a superstar everywhere. Did it get the Yankees anywhere after 2009? No. And then little by little, they were trading all of the good pieces. Oh, they thought Matsui was finished. Okay, get rid of him. Oh, they thought this one was finished. Okay,
They didn't trade him. He was a free agent.
Free agent, because they let him go. So who did they replace him with? Nick Johnson. That blows my mind. The man couldn't stay on the field more than 10 games. And they're trying to they're gullible to try to make you believe that was a good move. That was the move to make.
Well, the Yankees never had a farm system until probably 2018. Everybody before then that they drafted was I don't know. The only player that they drafted between the years 1993 and 2017 that was actually a good player was probably Aaron Judge.
Well, John Ferrazzo says, I agree with Jonathan. They should trade Grissom while his stock is high. We have too many outfielders, and we could trade him for a spot where they are deficient, where they're fine in.
As I said, I would trade him for a third baseman.
Well, let's see if that develops. Anyway, Jonathan, I want to thank you for being up. We're going to bring up CT cards.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Get going anyway.
And you have a great day, and maybe we'll see you on the stream later.
Thank you.
Thank you. Have a great day.
Hey, what's happening, guys?
How are you this morning?
Good,
How's
good.
it
Sorry I'm
going?
late. I like that. I got to hear you and Ken getting into it. It was beautiful.
Well, let while we have you on, give me your impressions, and I want you be honest and come to the point. That's all I ask. Just come to the point.
I think I can see Trent getting traded here.
Okay.
I think Trent. I think we're going to see a trade happen this year. It's going to be reminiscent of a trade we did a couple of years ago. We're going to get rid of a pitcher that people are going to be all up in arms about us getting rid of, but it's going to be to get something better for the team. So I think we're lacking a few key parts of this team, but I think we can piece this together and have a much better team than we have right now. But I agree, the consistency of the lineup's driving me nuts.
Before we go into Dominguez, Jake has a point here. I feel like Judge is going to get in the way of Grissom getting traded because he has a lot of say in what's going on. He seems to have his finger on management somehow. They wanted to DFA a DJ, and it didn't come because Judge and Rizzo said no. Now, if they're letting a player dictate that, well, then, screwy on them, because that's not an organization, that's making real hard decisions. And you can't tell me that Aaron Judge is running the ball club or making these decisions like, hey, wait, stop, you can't trade him. What do you mean? What do you mean? The last time I know, it's the Steinbrenner family that owns. And the last time that I looked, Cashman is the GM. The last time I looked, Aaron Judge is a player. Play. Don't worry about anything else. Your job is you're getting paid $300 million to play. Now, you want an input every now and then, yeah, but you don't block anything. I mean, I don't know what to believe yet. The media blows everything. Who knows?
I was just going to say the media.
An unfair rap here. And Rizzo, whatever he said.
Yeah.
But don't forget about Garrett Cole either. Garrett Cole has a say in what's going on too, according to what the media says.
Yeah. Yep.
And Real Bill says it's the Steinbrenner, Cashman, and Boone show. But if that were the case, DJ LeMahieu would have been gone.
Yeah.
Who said there was actually who actually said that DJ was going to be DFA'd last year? Would that come from the media? Because it damn sure didn't come from the organization.
No, media.
It was the media.
If you read the news, we're trading for Arenado this week. We're going to end up picking up a handful of players. We're trading Volpe.
Yeah, no, I agree. They should. John says they should trade now. He is a free agent next year, so let's get something for him before he walks. Yeah, but you also got to remember, if he's in the realm of the situation right now, they may worry about that later. They may still want Grissom to be in the mix because he's been in the mix since day one. So I don't know if they're not thinking about free agency. They're thinking about what's good for the club right now. And apparently they like Grissom, because he's playing a lot. He's been a yo-yo. So I don't think that it comes down to, he's going to be a free, because he's not relevant. I mean, if you're talking about trading a Chisholm or a Volpe or a Judge or something like that, that's relevant. Grissom is not that relevant either which way. You keep him, it's a good piece. You lose him, you get somebody else. You have Bellinger. You have people you have Spencer Jones down the line. So you have players, Grissom is a very, very small piece. And that's why I believe they're going to keep, in my opinion, they're going to keep him. Yeah. Do I want that? I would know. If it means to get better for a third baseman, let's do it. But I don't think anybody, in my opinion, now it's coming down to players making decisions to the GM. That is way out there. I don't believe that the Yankees will let that happen. I don't think Cashman will let that happen. And Steinbrenner can ask his opinion. Hey, what do you think, guys? But nobody went to Judge and said, we're gonna be putting beards now, because you know what? I believe Judge would have said no. Keep the Yankee tradition. What's the big deal? So we're hopping too much with the media. The media will make or break you, period. And we all know that. So, well, let's see. I mean, FJ, thank you for joining the stream. Spencer Jones, Bryce Cunningham, and Anthony Volpe for Skeens. Everybody feels that they are not getting this guy. Put it into your head. They are not going to get Skeens this year.
That's not
the point. It ain't happening.
It's proving point about the media's BS lunacy. This came from Athlon Sports, not from FJ. But people actually look at this and say, wow,
There's a reality.
the Yankees are getting Paul Skeens. Their fact is a reality because it was in print from the freaking media. Those guys lie more than the freaking politicians do.
And why? And then why would the Pirates really? I mean, Volpe. I mean, they already have. Who do they have at shortstop? They have. Who do they have?
Well, they had O'Neal Cruz, but O'Neal Cruz was coming close to making the errors that
now they have
Elly Cruz is. So they sent him to center field.
Exactly.
So now they have IKF, who couldn't cut it at shortstop for us.
That's right, Real Bill. If Skeens left, Pittsburgh wouldn't have 1,000 butts in the seats a game.
Yeah, but you know what? If you look at the Pirates organization, they are very deep in starting pitching. They've got a kid who just had Tommy John surgery this past season that rivals Skeens with velocity and whatnot. And they've got a couple of young arms down in their system that are fantastic. And if you look, Garrett Cole came out of their system, so those guys can develop some starting pitching.
Yeah.
Well, Jake is saying, I believe that they're going to reacquire IKF. He sees that in many articles about that. And listen, they can make a lot worse trades than that. He's a serviceable player, and I think better than any infielder that they have on the bench. Would you not agree, Ken? I don't know. I don't care if you want him or not, but he is better than what we have.
I never had an issue with IKF as a Yankee.
Right.
What I saw is a kid. It was a kid that got mismanaged. He was a Gold Glove third baseman, and the Yankees never played him in third base.
Exactly.
They tried to make him a shortstop, which is two positionally different things. And the kid was booed and harangued, as Yankee fans do. They have to pick a bad guy and say, oh, the reason we're losing is IKF. So they booed this kid mercilessly. And he came out in front of the media and says, I'll do anything to help this team win. I just want to be a Yankee. Yep, and fans just peed on him. Would he want to even come back to New York? I doubt it.
He was aggressive. He was aggressive against the Mets stealing home. That was a great situation. He was clutch some of the time.
And he's a baseball pedigree. Ralph Kiner's grandson.
Yes.
So
I wouldn't mind getting him back. I wouldn't mind it at all.
And honestly, if you look at him, he's used to New York. He's played there before. He has the skill sets that are equitable to Oswaldo Cabrera.
And that's a nice combination.
Yeah.
Well, that's one thing that we don't have. Whether IKF would be an everyday player or a utility player, the presence of IKF would definitely strengthen the bench 1,000-fold.
Yes.
Yeah.
And like you say, if he comes, Peraza, you're out of here. Goodbye.
But you've got and IKF has also played. IKF has also played second base. So
yes.
Yeah, he's played all over the place.
If you were to bring him in, you could put Jazz back at second, where is his strength of position.
Yeah, I agree with you. I mean, IKF would definitely be a good acquisition. There's no question in my mind. So, we'll really have to see exactly what they do. And remember, folks, we have the roundtable discussion coming up a day after the All-Star game. So we're really looking forward to that exciting day. It's going to be a lot of views, and everybody, say what you got to say, because that is the time for you to air it out. Just air it out. What you would like to see. Maybe the Yankees by that time had already made a trade. I don't know, but it is possible. It definitely is possible. But we'll see. FG says IKF got because he despised his poor play at shortstop. Boone kept calling him the best shortstop in the American League. Well,
So why not boo Boone instead?
yeah, really. Lou says, I would like us to focus.
It's right
on
in front of us,
2026.
really.
It's right in front of us.
Lou, what all of a sudden, so you're saying you want them to focus on 2026. So what you're saying is you don't think they have a chance at all once they get into the playoffs, if they get in there to get back into the World Series? Are you just giving up? I don't see that happening. Do you, CT?
No. Nope.
No. I mean, come on. I mean, Lou, yeah, I love to do that. Joe, the Yankees light is out. Oh, not you. Are you going to jinx us? No, that light's going to be on as soon as the game starts at 1, and I hope you'll be in the stream. Of course it'll be on. Of course. Well, first of all, the light's on. What are you talking about?
I'm talking the neon light.
Oh, the neon light? I thought that was on too. Oh, well. But listen, Yanks are going to be okay. And our final determination will be August 1st. Let's see what they can do and what they're willing to manipulate on their payroll. That would be the ideal thing. So, Well, guys, we've been on the air for an hour and a half, and in just a little bit, I'm going to be back with the play-by-play. So have a little time in the afternoon before the game to hang out with your family, make your lunch, make your breakfast, whatever you like, and then come back to us at 1 p.m. And Ken, by the way, at the end of the stream, will you be joining us or what? Or it's completely out of the realm?
I don't know. It's going to be completely dependent on the recital schedule.
Okay, I just want to. Okay, all right. Well, like I said, 1 o'clock. CT, are you going to join some
today.
of the stream?
Yep.
You're being asked a question about total turnbuckle talk.
Hey, Merck, how you doing? Our live broadcast is tomorrow at 10:45. 10:45, we will be on live. So as soon as within maybe 45 minutes that I end the 8:30 coffee and bagels, we're going to go right to wrestling talk. And thank you for that. If you have any questions, the link is up. You could go there, ask a question. You want to talk Cody Rhodes, you want to talk Jey Uso, everything that happened last night, by all means do that. And eventually we're going to bring some people up. And we got some wonderful things that are being planned down the line for the show. So stay tuned. Trust me when I tell you you're going to like it. So thank you for that, Merck. And tomorrow, 10:45. But today, 1 p.m., the live stream, Yankees A's. Let's hope it's going to be a big one. I'm looking for a big one. Before we go, before I let you guys go, Ken, what's your hey, Bob Rizzo, how you doing? Good morning. All the interviews are great. Thank you, Bob. I really appreciate that. So he came out of the email and he came on. Kudos to Bob. Thank you, Bob. We really appreciate your love and support. So Ken, give us your prediction. What do you see from Clark Smith, and who's going to be the star of the game in your opinion?
Clark Schmidt does well against light hitting teams. I think you'll get a quality start out of him, 6+, 3 runs or less. Strikeouts, probably ballpark 5 or so. Concern area is the walks, because he tends to walk a lot of people. I think he'll walk 4. Hitting hero of the day. Hard to say since we don't have a roster. I could say Dominguez, but I'm not even sure that he would be playing today.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Well, that
Is Belly playing? Is Giancarlo Judge? I mean, I don't know.
well,
We have a left-handed pitcher. All right, I'll make my call. It's going to be Goldie. Goldie kills left-handed pitch, and he'll probably be leading off. So he'll dent JP Sears up pretty good.
okay, cool. Well, CT left us for a minute or two. Hopefully, he'll come back. And I wanted him to explain to everybody about the Discord situation. Discord situation. And I don't know. I really, now that he put it in the stream, where are you? Hopefully, you come back and you explain it to everyone. How important it is to us.
If with regard to Clark Schmidt, his last outing, he pitched his major league high in pitches. So I think they just wanted to give him an extra day off. I don't think that there's anything to be worried about.
Okay. Lou says 6 innings, 1 run, 7 Ks. You agree with that?
Well, it's fair enough. It's a quality start. I said 5 Ks, 2 differential.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I mean, I like it. I like him 5 innings today. I think the bullpen is gonna definitely mix and match, and I think they will get away. The only way he may go more is if the Yankees explode with the bats. If we see 9-0, 8-2, something like that, I think they'll give him an extra inning to save the bullpen for tomorrow, Marcus Stroman, because they're going in the bullpen tomorrow. That I don't even know if he can get through 3. I'd be shocked, but you never know. You just don't know. So, we'll see. In the meantime, Ken, I hope you have a great time with the family today. I hope it's a lot of fun. You should take a lot of pictures. Enjoy these days while you can, and with the family growing all the time, it's just an amazing feat. So, I'm really hoping you and your wife and the family enjoy. Okay, everybody just leaves. All right. Well, anyway. Again, just the schedule, everyone. We've got Ken is back. What is going on today? People are just disappearing. Hello.
Hey, I just got kicked out of StreamYard. I mean, it kicked me all the way back to the home screen.
Wow. I don't see any problem on my end. I don't see the to me. I mean, it looks okay. I'm not sure what's going on, but maybe that's what happened with CT. I don't know. I'm not even getting a text or anything, but whatever. I mean, as long as you're back. So, like I said, we'll take one step at a time. Enjoy your day, and
Thank you.
We'll check in later. And if you're in the stream later, say hello. All right.
Will do, without a doubt. Like I said, I was looking forward to today's game. I think we should be able to pull the series victory out today, because I damn sure don't want to go to a rubber match with Stroman. I think the Yankees are going to try to push Clark as far as they can, because I think tomorrow is going to be heavily relied upon on the bullpen, and we don't want to eat a ton of innings with our guys. Today.
And I would almost bet that tomorrow today they're gonna bring up somebody. I would almost bet it. If you really have to look at it. So, but with that in mind, I say we're going to be closing in on 2 hours. This is a long stream. Love you guys. You've been steady all morning. I appreciate it. Remember, as you're going in and out of here, press the like button. Subscribe. It's real important for the content and to keep going forward. So we really appreciate that. Nothing else. We will see you at 1 p.m. For the live play-by-play. Looking forward to it. and maybe we can give them a boost. And let's go 4 home runs today, guys, and 2 by Judge. How's that? I'm going to go on a limb. 2 by Aaron Judge today. One by. I'm going to go Anthony Volpe today. How's that, guys? I'm going Volpe, 2 by Judge, and no, I'm going to go Chaz again. I think he's going to have a nice day. So with that in mind, everyone, have a great morning, a great afternoon. Come back and visit us at 1 p.m. with the live stream, and we will see you later. And have a great day. Enjoy your day with the family. See you in just a few hours, everyone. God bless you all, and God bless America. God bless the Yankees, and God bless everybody around on NY Mania. Good night, everyone, or good day, everyone. Hello. Oh, well. I guess it wants